we started the YouTube channel 2.5 years ago, not by choice. I had no intention of wanting to do it. I had no time to do it. I already do 2 TV shows on Bravo and,
yeah, you're like the one person who probably doesn't have to
everything else. Yeah. I mean, but for business, right? I was like, dude, I mean, who watches YouTube other than younger people? And I don't know. And it just seemed like such an expense and a thing. And for me, I can't make it on my own, like Casey, right? And run around, or you, or, anybody else. Like I don't have the time. And like, so I got to get someone to help me. And then it's like a whole thing. And so I really pushed it off. But I was very familiar with Casey. I'd watched his video with you, familiar with obviously David and Logan. I'm not a gamer, so I wasn't familiar with any of those people, but I'm on vacation in Africa. And we're in a hotel that has no TV, and my sister is with us, and she has 2 young kids, right? One is, at the time was like about to go to high school, and the other was in high school. And I'm like freaking out. There's no TV. We're in Africa. I can't safari all day long. Like, what are we going to do? It's like this whole thing. And the kids could have cared less.
Wow.
Right? All they cared about was Wi-Fi. And
it was YouTube, man.
Because they don't watch TV. They don't watch TV. And I guess just because I'm not really around the younger generation. I'm 35. I grew up on TV. YouTube hit like kind of, I guess maybe when I was in college, but really not till after. Mm-hmm. Like the big thing for me when we graduated college was like Hulu, right? That was like a website you go to like watch
your
stuff.
TV shows after they
exactly.
show.
And so they were watching YouTube, and that's where they watch all their content, all their shows. And that's when I then reached back out to like my guys. I was like, you know what? $1 Million Listing is awesome. It's been watched by tens and tens of millions of people all around the world. But the future of my ability to generate leads through television is in question. I don't want to be the guy that's like, nah, the internet's not a thing. And then in 2000, I'm 6 years behind. Let's do this now. Let's be the first real estate broker to really use YouTube and Instagram TV to sell real estate. Like let's do that, and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But I don't want to do it just to create content, right? The content has to be entertaining. There has to be stories involved, and it has to be personable. Otherwise, it's boring. So let's get people together and let's get them excited. But then let's also generate leads through it and let's sell it. And that's what's happened. We've now sold property through Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I mean, it's now our business model.
And it works for you when you're not making stuff, because those views are,
and we can do it all the time.
Hundreds of thousands of views. Yeah.
Right. It used to be that, my clients would say, hey,
infinitely scalable.
Right. Exactly. They would say, hey, I want to be on $1 Million Listing. And I'd say, okay, well, we're filming. I think we start the season in September and it's going to go for 6 months. And then I got to talk to the producers and it's a thing. And the show really films, us selling a property from beginning to end. So it's tricky to like sell something on TV unless it's a new development, which we've also done. With YouTube, right? As long as you have kind of that following and you can put out good content that's well lit and that looks nice and is entertaining. Now all my clients come to me and they're like, listen, I want to be in the vlog. I want my property on the vlog and I want people to see it. Because the property tours are what people really care about. Yeah. I try to put out stuff that's like me and my feelings and my thoughts that people are like, sort of care about. But it's the property tours where they're like, shut up, Serhant, just show me cool property. I'm like, fine. And so, and I can do it in a moment's notice, right? We like to try to stick to our Wednesday schedule, but I can get a property right now, which we've done. Like 224 Mulberry in February of this year, we listed it on a Wednesday, the property on a Wednesday. We put up the vlog that night where there was a property tour. It's $11 million. The buyer saw the video the next day, told his broker, hey, what about this place? Broker called and said, hey, my client saw some video thing you posted on the thing. He doesn't even want to be on Mulberry or Nolita, but he says he wants to see it. He came and saw it the next morning. And we had an accepted offer and a contract out by the end of the day, Friday, for $10 million. And he bought it.
Hello.
Right?
Yep.
Now, would we have sold it anyway? I mean, I hope so, probably. Would I have found that buyer in another way? I mean, maybe the broker would have looked, but the guy wasn't even looking in that location. And most of it, and so the point of first substantive contact is the most important to me. So if we can get our properties in front of more eyeballs than anybody else, then that is worth something. Everything else will come with it. But then that's exposure, right? And that's $600 million to Kylie Jenner, right? Like what does exposure on a global scale mean? Like we've sold stuff by putting it on Instagram because we got followers in the Philippines, and then who do they know? And who do they know? And then who do they know? And then they pass it. And what you can do, and I know I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry. It's just like, this is just on like the top of our mind every day. You can't screenshot $1 million listing. And so it's
the shareability, the virality.
Most important thing to me is the shareability. So you can watch a video on your phone, and you can quickly, with 1 or 2 taps, you can share it to anyone in the world that you know, or you can screenshot and then send it to anyone. And so, people used to always give me shit like, dude, no one's buying a $12 million house or a $6 million house on YouTube. I'm like, hey, guess what? 253 West 18th Street. It's on the market for $15 million. A 13-year-old girl saw the property tour that we put up on YouTube because it came up in the algorithm or something like that. And she had been looking at other stuff because her mom was looking at stuff on the east side. She showed it to her older sister, who showed it to her mom, who said, hey, this could be cool. She then told her broker, and they came over, and it was the only house they'd ever seen on the west side. They fell in love with it, and they bought it for $12.8 million.
Wow. There you go. Right? Yeah.
So I think all influencers should become real estate agents and work for me.
Boom.
That is the through line of everything that I'm saying, right? That's because we're all influencers now, even with 100 followers.
Attention arbitrage. Yeah.